Going on? It's your guy D Money here from Juice Radio with Scribes. We're a week late in doing this, but we're definitely making sure to reward Scribes for his victory in the Fresh Coast face-off over El Hammond in promotion of that single "Passed You By." The record it also has a video to it, which is actually off of his sophomore album "What Was Lost," which was released earlier this year. But what about you, Scribes? Go ahead and introduce you to the people that may be unfamiliar.
What up, everybody? This is Scribes, representing Seattle, Washington, kicking it right now at Franklin High School with my guy D Money.
Definitely. And like I said, What Was Lost came out earlier this year. What's this record all about, and exactly what was lost?
It's a complicated album. I mean, I think it represents a lot, but specifically the title represents just recovering the tapes that were lost and the recordings that were lost when the album was stolen in 2008, because someone broke into the studio. I was recording that, and they stole all the equipment, so we lost all the recordings. So What Was Lost is a kind of a reference to re-recording it, because it's kind of like the foundation for all my experiences during that time that I was recording the album. Like re-recording the album was what made my life worth writing about at that time. It was all about the struggle and all about all that shit, the domino effect of problems, but the positives too, you know what I mean? It was just a learning experience, and I think I saw it as a fitting title for my experiences and for the album that period of time.
And are you being serious right here? One day, just basically someone came into the recording studio and stole all your music?
Yeah. I hit up my engineer and I was like, look, I'd like to get in the studio this time. My guy Aaron, I was like, look, I want to come in and record. And we set up a time to come in, just like normal, just like any other recording session. And then I hit him up the day of the session, just check in, being like, yo, what's up, man? Just wanted to check in, make sure that we're still on for the session today. And he didn't hit me back. And I was like, well, all right. So I'm sitting there waiting, and I'm like, I keep on giving him a call, trying to get a hold of him, being like, yo, man, just checking and see if we're still on. And then I don't hear from him, so I just assume, well, he kind of flaked out on me or something. But I sat there and waited, and then went about my business for the next couple of days. And then he shot me an email a couple days later saying, look, I didn't know how to tell you this, but on this particular date, a couple days before that session, someone broke into the studio and stole all of our equipment, and that includes your masters to your album. So I was like, man, I really couldn't believe this shit, because it was like, I was already having tough times as it was financially, among other things. So I was like, man, I was trying to figure out how I was going to pay for the album at that time as it was, and then it was like, damn, I just really had to reevaluate some things and figure out how I was going to make it. So I was like, and then the other thing was that he said, well, look, maybe we'll be able to find the tapes, find who did it, just wait a little bit, let's, make sure you contact everyone let them know, and just after a couple of months, I was like, I can't wait any longer. I'm going to go back to finishing up the project, re-record some of the old stuff, also do some new content.
All right. Basically, in regards to the single "Passed You By," basically that video by John has this boxing theme to it, which I actually thought was kind of curious. Why did you decide to go that route?
I thought it was fitting for the song. Boxing is like a part of my life that I kind of kept in the dark for a long time. I didn't really want to bring it out to light, because of all the competition and testosterone and rap music, I didn't want people fucking with me after all my shows and people sticking their hands in my faces, you know what I mean, joking around and shit, and all that type of bullshit. So I was kind of like, well, I always wanted to keep it quiet, but then I was like, I think that it's a significant part of who I am as a person, and it happens to be one of my other talents, and I felt like I wanted to shed some light on it.
All right. You've definitely had the pleasure of working with some very talented musicians in the Northwest, in Macklemore, Saul, Big Nat, Happy Blaze, just to name a couple. But which collaborations have you particularly liked more?
I've liked a lot of my collaborations. Me and Saul have done a lot of collaborating over the years. We've probably done 4 or 5 songs since we were in fucking high school, You know, I love doing the track with JFK. I mean, JFK came hard on this verse. It was exciting to do a cut with him because he's a respected lyricist. The track with Big was the bomb. You know, glad he was able to come through on that verse. Shit, man, all of them. Macklemore. That was like at the time. Macklemore was not like a huge deal to me because he was just like my friend kind of at the time. You know, I didn't really think about it. I was just excited because I thought he was tight. You know, and I was like, well, it's exciting that he's on the verse. But this is back in I was in, if not in high school, it was like right after high school. So I was like, well, it's tight, it's cool. And then Macklemore went off and kind of like blew the fuck up. And so I like it just kind of ended up working in my favor down the line. But then I think that one of my favorites was doing that shit with Javi Blaze because I don't know, I feel like Javi really came through on that verse. But I like all sorts of the collabs I've done, Philharmonic, everybody.
Definitely. And now that we've addressed who you've worked with, who's some people out here that you'd like the pleasure to have a session with?
I mean, there's all sorts of cats, man. I'm open-minded to lots of folks. I like to work with some of the producers, man, like Jake One and stuff, Vitamin D. I've never gotten never just like been able to do that. I guess it's not that I haven't had the opportunity. I guess it's that I've never like had the time to really go after it or like pursue that. But I always felt like it'd be tight to do some shit with Jake. I mean, off top, I don't know that there's a lot of tight cats here. Grinch, Framework, man. Framework is a cat. I feel like Framework gets slept on. Framework's Hello World album, which was the Bean One in 2005. That was like that was kind of like the reason that I went in the direction I did on What Was Lost and decided to work with Bean and all that shit because I heard that and I was like, man, that's my favorite album to come out of the Northwest. And I feel like a lot of people don't know about it, but I feel like Framework would be another cat.
All right. What's next up for you in your career?
I mean, there's never like a finish line. You know what I mean? Like you never quite make it to the end and where shit is all good. But you always climbing steps. You're always like on the ladder, trying to climb up. But I guess for me, I don't want to put it in black and white, but I just want to continue to expand, continue to record content and projects, and just keep evolving and shitting on people as a lyricist, and also develop the whole like singing thing, the vibe music, that sexy shit that I do, and also on like I said, when it comes to expansion on a business level, just really start moving my content outside of the Northwest. You know what I mean? Just keep doing my shit in the Northwest, and then as well as just be active, in some of the other places, from Seattle down the coast and eventually out to the east and south as well. So, yeah.
Definitely. Can you tell the people where to find you on the web?
Go to my website, scribesmusic.com. That's SCRIBES music.com. You can download my new album, What Was Lost, for free. You can watch my videos online, all that good stuff. It won't be a waste of your time.
After all, it's no charge to you. Thanks for your time, Scribes, and best of luck to you in the future.
I appreciate that.